Welcome to Journey of Truths. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to the heart, yet difficult to explore. Using self-love to heal from trauma. Trauma impacts every part of us, from how we perceive the world to how we treat ourselves. It's like carrying a hidden weight, shaping our choices and feelings in ways we might not even notice. But self-love can be a powerful tool, not just as a way to feel better, but as a way to truly transform the relationship we have with our own past. In this episode, we're going to look at self-love as an active, intentional choice we make each day, a way of reclaiming ourselves in the aftermath of pain. Self-love is about rebuilding our sense of self, creating a safe space within ourselves, and most importantly, learning to grow beyond what happened to us. Let's explore these ideas together and get into the heart of why self-love is necessary for deep, genuine healing. I'm your host, Kimberly Janel. Let's jump right in. Shifting the focus, self-love as reclaiming agency. When we think of self-love, it's often in terms of feeling good about ourselves. But self-love, especially in the context of healing trauma, isn't always comfortable. It's about reclaiming a sense of agency, the feeling that we have control over our own lives again. Trauma can leave us feeling powerless, like we're stuck in a story we didn't choose. Self-love is a way of rewriting that story. To love yourself in the aftermath of trauma is to say, I will not let this define my future. It's a declaration that, despite what happened, you still have the right to decide who you are and where you're going. Self-love in this way is a quiet rebellion, a way of pushing back against the narrative that trauma can create for us. It's a commitment to honoring your own journey, not as a victim, but as someone actively reclaiming their life, building a new sense of identity through self-love. One of the most profound effects of trauma is that it can alter our sense of identity. Trauma changes how we see ourselves, sometimes making us feel broken, isolated, or unworthy. Self-love, however, invites us to view ourselves through a different lens. It's about stepping back and asking, who am I beyond this experience? This question is both liberating and grounding because it reminds us that our identity is more complex than any single chapter of our lives. Through self-love, we can start to rebuild that identity in a way that feels authentic and true. This isn't about ignoring what happened. It's about acknowledging that we're not defined by it. Self-love helps us cultivate an identity that includes strength, resilience, and a commitment to growth. It's a reminder that our essence is intact no matter what we've been through. Creating a safe internal space. Self-love can also be seen as the act of creating a safe space within ourselves, a space where we can retreat, reflect, and just be without judgment. Trauma can leave us feeling unsafe, even within our own minds. There's a constant echo of worry, a habit of replaying memories, or a feeling that peace is out of reach. Self-love is an internal safe space, isn't about finding calm on the outside. It's about nurturing a place within where you can return to yourself without fear or criticism. This safe space becomes a mental refuge where you can process emotions, make sense of experiences, and gradually rebuild a feeling of safety. Here, self-love is about creating an inner world where you can rest, reflect, and recharge, no matter what's happening externally. Self-love as a new relationship with vulnerability. Trauma often makes us wary of vulnerability. It's common to feel guarded, like we need to shield ourselves from further pain. But ironically, healing requires us to lean into vulnerability. Self-love offers us the courage to do this because it gives us a foundation of safety and trust within ourselves. It tells us you can be vulnerable and you'll still be okay. With self-love, vulnerability transforms from a weakness into a pathway for connection and growth. Being gentle with yourself when you're feeling raw or exposed can deepen your understanding of who you are now beyond the trauma. And as you begin to heal, this relationship with vulnerability becomes a source of strength, reminding you that you can face tough feelings and still stand firm in your worth. Allowing self love to expand our capacity for joy. One perspective that's often overlooked in trauma healing is the role of joy. Trauma can make joy feel distant or even undeserved. It's like something that belongs to other people, not to us. But self love is about opening ourselves up to joy again, not as a way to move on, but as an essential part of reclaiming our lives. Self love means giving ourselves permission to to feel joy without guilt. It means allowing ourselves to enjoy life again, recognizing that joy is not in opposition to healing. It's a part of it. By inviting joy back into our lives, we're reclaiming our right to a full, vibrant experience. It's a statement that no matter what we've been through, we still deserve happiness and peace. Practical ways to practice self love for healing. Here are a few ways to use self love intentionally as you heal from trauma. These practices aren't about achieving perfection or pretending that pain isn't there. They're about weaving love and compassion into the process of healing. The first step is self reflection without judgment. Spend time understanding how trauma has affected you, but do so with a gentle mind. Self-love here means observing yourself without criticism, looking at how you feel, what triggers you, and where you struggle, all with compassion. The goal is to understand yourself, not to fix everything instantly. Number two, embrace self-care as nourishment. Think of self care as feeding yourself in ways that sustain you emotionally and physically. This can mean eating well, resting, or finding activities that make you feel strong and present. By treating your body and mind kindly, you're reinforcing the belief that you're worthy of care and attention. Celebrate small victories. Number three, healing is slow and progress can be hard to see, but self love means celebrating even the smallest steps forward, whether it's handling a trigger better, feeling more comfortable in your own skin, or simply making it through a tough day. These moments add up, building resilience over time. Number four, reconnect with your passions. Engaging in activities that bring you joy or help you feel connected to the present moment can be an act of self love. Whether it's a hobby, a creative pursuit, or just spending time outdoors, these moments of connection remind you that there's so much more to life than pain. They're gentle ways of finding meaning beyond what happened. Number five, allow yourself to rest. Self love means acknowledging that healing is tiring and it's okay to rest. You don't have to be constantly working on yourself. Rest is part of the healing process too. Allow yourself time to pause, to do nothing, and to recharge without guilt. In closing, self love as a lifelong commitment to healing. Healing from trauma through self love isn't a quick fix. And it's not about erasing the past. Instead, it's a commitment to building a life that honors your experiences, but isn't weighed down by them. Self love in this context is radical because it asks you to see yourself as whole, capable, and deserving, even in the face of pain. By making self love an active part of your life, you're giving yourself permission to be more than what happened to you. You're reclaiming the right to joy, peace, and fulfillment. And as you grow, that love for yourself becomes an anchor that keeps you grounded even on the toughest days. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Journey of Truths. If you're on a healing journey, remember that you don't have to have all of the answers today. Self-love is about creating a path forward, one step at a time, honoring both where you've been and where you're going. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with someone who might need it. Together, let's keep creating spaces for growth, strength, and resilience. Until next time, take care, love yourself a little more, and remember, you are deserving of healing, peace, and a life that reflects your true self.